Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a little weird for me considering this is like I think the first upload I've ever done that isn't like at 3 a.m. in the morning. But I've posted like two different things on on my Instagram, link in description. I'll start putting that in the description, but is there any other announcements I don't think there's any other announcements that I can think of on the top of my head. Besides the fact that before we do this video, thank you guys for 54 subscribers. And like I said on one of my community posts, once I get to 100 subs, I'll try to spit game to my crush on Instagram. And then I'll post like an update YouTube short or something to tell you guys if it worked or not. But besides all those announcements, let me try and articulate my sentences. There we go. Besides all those announcements, today we are reacting to the 7 deadly sins as YouTubers. Now I can name a few. I can imagine eat that prison food being lust. Obviously, Nikocado needs to eat more avocados as gluttony. For what's it called? Sloth. For sloth, you could put Sniper Wolf, obviously. What's that one guy's name? Can't remember off the top of my head, but wait. No, Asmongold's a streamer, so forget that. But yeah, those are the only few deadly sins I can really imagine being, so.
There are 7 YouTubers that perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins, and we'll be talking about all of them starting with envy. Envy is usually thought of as being jealous of someone else.
Oh, now that I think about it, you could also put lust for James Charles. James Charles.
Else's life or possessions, but taking envy to the highest possible extreme is wanting to physically become someone else. The YouTuber Ollie London's obsession with the K-pop star Jimin is
In other words, this guy's just a K-pop stan that is famous. Okay.
a sad but perfect example of the sin. In October of 2018, the show Hooked on the Look, which covers people who have gotten extreme cosmetic surgeries, released an episode covering Ollie, who at the time had spent over $100,000 to look like his idol.
I'll never understand the point in spending so much money for something so simple. For example, the Verbalace situation. Spent 50 bands on a soft corn music video of him and an animated cartoon character. This guy spent $100,000 just to look like a K-pop idol. Like, just imagine that. Just imagine spending that much money for something so simple that you could actually forget that. A normal person could never do plastic surgery. Forget I said that.
Jimin. In the episode, Ollie discusses his various surgeries, including having all the fatty tissues removed from his chest, reducing the size of his eyelids, and 4 rhinoplasties. The bizarre episode quickly went viral, gaining mainstream media coverage and spreading massively throughout every corner of the internet. Overnight, Ollie went from a nobody to a somewhat infamous semi-celebrity. On February 2nd, 2019, Ollie made his first major move, capitalizing on his newfound stardom, releasing a song called Perfection. The song was unsurprisingly hated, but what was surprising was that it peaked on number 31 on the iTunes K-pop charts, adding legitimacy to the idea that Ollie could turn his infamy into an actual career. The fact of the matter was that Ollie was becoming somewhat famous for
In other words, because of his greed, he was able to. Yeah, this is the sin of greed, right? Anyway, because of his greed, he was able to get more famous, is what you're trying to say. Okay, I got
his erratic personality, but mainly because of his strange obsession with plastic surgery. His addiction may have reached a peak when he released a video titled Being Korean, where he explained that he had fully racially transitioned in.
Oh, so now he's one of those So now it's like one of those TikTokers that think, oh, I can just change my race. Like, ay, ay, ay. I don't know why that was a trend. You see, this is why I don't use TikTok. Cause why are you telling me that there was a trend of people changing their race from like black to white or Mexican to black or Korean to like why was that even a trend in the first place? Like,
to an Asian person. The video marked the absolute peak of Ollie's popularity, but it also revealed something very insightful about Ollie as a person. His addiction isn't necessarily to plastic surgery, but more so the attention he receives from it. Even though Ollie may have lost his dignity because of his sin, he still has his freedom, which is something that can't be said of our candidate for pride. The sin of pride is generally understood as believing you're greater than you actually are, especially when you feel the need to have your greatness affirmed by others. The YouTuber Omi in a Hellcat, whose real name is Bill Omar Carrasquillo, uploaded his first video on May 16th, 2019. The video opens with Omi walking out of his mansion and passing over a dozen of his all-white cars. Considering that
this reminds me of Royalty Family. Like, I don't know why, but this guy just reminds me of Royalty Family, just like flexing like, oh, don't, no. This guy reminds me of Camila Raja, like, oh, don't mind this grand mansion I got, and don't mind don't mind my several cars, you know? Don't mind my several expensive cars or my expensive house. Don't mind that. Just look at my ass, like, what was I even trying to say there? Am I on some?
Fact that at this point he hadn't made any income off of YouTube. How did he get the money that allowed him to afford?
Oh, that just reminded me of another announcement. Someone asked me in my latest video, like, someone told me to just like edit my videos and then post them. But the thing is, man, or girl, if you're watching this, one, I don't really know how to edit, so I'm just posting videos as they are. So like, you might see some minor editing depending on what I do with the video. Like if there's a part that I just don't want to have. But other than that, like, my videos aren't edited at all. And two, I would get a microphone, but the thing is, I'm fine with this right now. Like, okay, enough yapping.
All of these luxuries.
Enough yapping. And then I get an ad. Hi, I don't care.
To answer that question, we'll also need to answer the question of how pride corrupted a very promising man's life. Omi started the journey into his sin when he discovered that he could make an insane amount of money by jailbreaking and reselling Amazon Fire Sticks.
Oh. And that's how I started making a lot of money.
Wait. Audience. I literally have an Amazon Fire Stick. So what you're saying is that I could sell this for a lot of money, is what you're trying to say. If it's obviously I'm not gonna do it because, you know, it's my TV. I use it to watch anime. No shit.
Buying these boxes from Amazon already preloaded and just reselling them for more money. I became a millionaire after a year.
Omi started his next and much more legal venture in 2017, about 1 year after he started selling his Fire Sticks, by creating his own television network called Gears TV. The network was created when Omi purchased an encoder from China, which he used to strip the encrypted access codes from almost every major cable television provider. He then streamed the cable TV onto his own dedicated servers and offered people access to these servers for a $15 a month fee. This was an insanely good deal for the customer, as paying for all the networks that Gears TV offered individually would cost upwards of $300 per month. This scheme would be what enabled Omi to really start bringing in the money, as it became one of the most used pirated television networks in the world. As Omi's income was really starting to ramp up, he shifted his focus away from the IPTV space and stopped talking about it entirely, likely because he understood that the more money he was earning, the more alarm bells he would raise for the government. Omi's fears materialized when on November 20th, 2019, the FBI raided his property, repossessing nearly all of his assets. After the raid, Omi would continue to post on his YouTube channel until March 7th, 2023, he was indicted for his crimes and was ordered to pay tens of millions of dollars to the IRS and the
Damn. This is why I'm not gonna do anything illegal. Like, I know it's the most ghetto black thing to be. I know it's like the most ghetto black thing to be like thuggish and like, yo gang, hashtag gang boys. But like, you really think I'm gonna sit here and get this much of a charge? Like, no.
cable companies, along with serving a 5-year prison sentence. The sad part about Omi's story is that it's clear he has big potential, but his towing into pride meant he wanted to take the easy way out to get more money, more success, and more status without having to put in the real hours it takes to achieve those things legally. Even though Omi engaged in criminal behavior, it's always clear how important family is to him, which is difficult to say.
Did you say family? Nothing is more important than family. I don't care if that meme is dead. You guys can joke on me all you want in the comments saying that meme's dead. I don't care. As long as I'm around, family is everything. Okay, I'll stop.
About our candidate for lust. Countless YouTubers have had their careers destroyed by scandals that involve them acting inappropriately. In a vast majority of these cases, the YouTubers did not want these scandals to happen and usually lost massive
Hey, Shane Dawson. Well, did you guys hear the news that Shane Dawson and his boyfriend are adopting 2 kids? Like, nothing against it, but like, how will those kids turn out? Like, also sorry for any background noise. That's just my sister.
Of status and income because of them. So when choosing a creator for lust, I chose someone, while definitely having their fair share of scandals they didn't want, chose to deliberately place themselves in one that would permanently ruin their image for their own financial gain. Adam22 is the creator of one of the most influential hip-hop podcasts on the internet, No Jumper. No Jumper is an extremely successful podcast and has a bevy of sponsors, merchandise, and YouTube ad revenue. That alone would be enough to make Adam a multimillionaire. But as with most of these YouTubers, enough is never enough. So Adam decided to launch a new podcast, Plug Talk, where Adam and his girlfriend talk to an actress and then engage.
Wait, I think I might remember this. Isn't this the guy that was caught cheating on his girlfriend with the corn actresses? I might be wrong, but isn't this the guy that yeah, didn't he get exposed for cheating on his girlfriend with the corn actresses? And wasn't his girlfriend fine with it? I do not remember. I do not remember.
In certain activities after the show, which can be accessed through a paywall. The Plug Talk podcast continued to run successfully for over a year, doing little damage to Adam's reputation, but everything would be turned upside down when his girlfriend Lena posted the following video to her Twitter.
Hey guys, guess who I'm shooting with today? It's finally happening.
This would be the first time that Adam's girlfriend Lena, now fiance and mother of his 2-year-old daughter, was creating content with another man. On nearly every podcast Adam and Lena went on, they spoke about the decision, always citing monetary gain as the reason they made the choice. But this begs the question, at what point is the monetary gain worth the destruction of your reputation and the sad reality that one day your daughter will find out what mom and dad...
Hey, real shit though. Thank goodness I don't got a girlfriend, because guess what? I could do any sort of thing I want. Actually, no, YouTube. I did not mean it in that way, YouTube. I meant it as in I can make specific I meant it as in I can make specific jokes that people in a relationship can't make, okay? I didn't mean it in any other way, okay, YouTube? So Please don't take that as a
even
video.
though they were already millionaires.
I need-
Regardless of his
I need
sin,
the-
Adam is still on
I need
YouTube, which
the
can't be said for the
viewership, yeah.
person who represents wrath. Wrath is pretty simply described as uncontrollable anger, and as many of you have pointed out in the comments, there may not be any YouTuber, in this case ex-YouTuber, better to represent uncontrollable anger than Low Tier God, otherwise known as Dylan.
Oh, come on. I don't care about this freaking clothing.
Or
Let me
just
watch the
Dale.
video.
Dale created his channel over a decade ago where he primarily posted comedic skits that included himself and his friends, but his channel would take a wrathful turn when on November 12th, 2013, he posted his first ever semi-viral video. The video was essentially an unhinged rant hating on his fellow YouTuber Boogie298.
Okay, now, I know I usually post videos about, like, roasting people and whatever, and this is, like, my first actual reaction video, like, I know I post videos about, like, roasting other YouTubers for them being bad and stuff, like, aside all that, though, like, imagine going on a full-on rant, just hating on a fellow YouTuber.
This is a video to some fat on YouTube named Boogie.
Yeah, just imagine going on camera and saying, like, this video is for, let me think of a YouTuber that I genuinely hate. Oh, this is for that disgusting old fossil, that vegan teacher. Like, just imagine me going on a 25 video rant about that vegan teacher. Like, that's just insane. Speaking of, tell me if you guys wanted that vegan teacher video, I'll drop it. Not the soap.
2988. I'm tired of this fat popping up in all my search engines when I'm looking
If you don't want him to show up in your search engines, then just, I don't know.
for a workout video.
Around this
Okay, if you're trying to look for a workout video, I don't know. Maybe go on other socials besides YouTube. I don't know, maybe look up on the actual internet, like, workout tutorials or something. Like, jeez, chill out, man. It's not that serious. And as you guys saw, if you're following my Instagram, I did post like me after my workout. After I just finished a workout, which was actually pretty recently. So if I'm breathing heavily, it's because of that. But I'm not gonna get this worked up because I find someone besides a workout.
time, Dale also began posting gaming content that focused around the game Street Fighter. This game in particular is where he would gain his
Hey, shout out to Chun-Li. Okay, let me shut up.
self-described name, Low Tier God, meaning he chose to play as characters he thought gave their player the biggest disadvantage in matches. While uploading Street Fighter videos, Dale would slowly but surely begin to grow a small but dedicated community. His fanbase at the time would take notice how Dale would never take responsibility for his losses in game, always blaming his loss on
And by the way, tell me if you guys want to see some gaming content, because, like, I do got some games on my phone that you guys might be interested in seeing me playing. Whether it be I'm not gonna show you guys what's on my phone, because for all I know, I could have an app that could get this channel demonetized. Wait, no, I'm stupid. Get this channel kicked off YouTube. Yeah. Okay, let me stop, because I'm just making the most corny jokes. But hey, you know what they say. Corny equals... Okay, let me stop.
their game mechanics or his opponent's dishonorable playstyle. Dale also built up a reputation for exiting the match he was in right before he lost, which is against Xbox terms of service. This behavior, combined with his rage-filled Xbox Live messages he sent to players that had beat him, resulted in 3 IP bans by Microsoft over the course of several months, each time forcing Dale to buy a new console so that he could keep creating content. It was
Bro, just imagine raging so hard and leaving a match before it ends. Then Microsoft has to ban you 3 times, and every single time you just waste your money on another Xbox just to get banned on that one. Like, at that point, you need to realize, hey, it ain't Microsoft's fault, it's mine. I should do something about this.
Also around this time when Dale began attending in-person Street Fighter competitions, and it was at one of these competitions where he faced off against his biggest rival, a fellow Street Fighter player named Viscount. Viscount and Dale met a few months prior in an online match where Dale would end up losing, prompting him to create a video titled Why Most Gamers Are Single, where he used an image of Viscount.
You gotta be kidding me. You're really gonna tell me you posted a video talking about why gamers are single? Actually, never mind. I was gonna say somebody, but never mind. That might spark some controversy. What's that one person's name? Dan TDM. Don't he have a wife and a kid? What's that one guy's name? Shoot. Can't think of it on the top of my head, man. It's been a while.
To demonstrate an unkempt gamer. This rivalry came to a head when a few days after the video was released, Dale and Viscount faced off in real life at a LAN Street Fighter event set up specifically for them. At the match, Viscount completely destroyed Dale, and in his remarks after the match, he delivered the line that would permanently scar Dale's ego and become immortalized in internet history.
There's gonna come a point when you forget about what happened, and you're gonna want to come back at me. And you're gonna want to wash the taste of my out of your mouth.
Traumatized by his loss, Dale only degenerated further into wrath until about 10 months ago his account was permanently banned. Even though he's banned on YouTube, Dale has continued to grow his online presence, which isn't happening for the next YouTuber on this list and our candidate for greed. In YouTube history, there are a few
Illuminati. I might have just said that name wrong, but I don't remember what she did. Bro, actually though, like real talk though, I actually don't remember what she did.
Creators that come close to having a fall from grace as meteoric as Illuminati did. Illuminati, otherwise known as Blair, was once an extremely respected YouTuber known for creating documentary-style content which aimed to expose greed in big companies and general corruption throughout the world. Ironically, it would be Blair's own greed that led to the views of her once flourishing channel look like the price chart of a dead.
Here, let me see this. Okay, so hang on. Why are we gonna sit here and say that 1.5K isn't that much, is a lot? Like nowadays, $1,000 looking like 10 million. I mean, I'm not
Meme coin. We can actually pinpoint the exact moment down to the minute when Blair's greed triggered the complete destruction of her YouTube career. At 12:35, April 20th, 2023, Blair posted the following tweet.
Not legal eagle editors broaching my editors to take my video style when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors and found an email from them too. Just change the color from purple to blue, huh? Interesting.
Blair was attempting to accuse fellow YouTuber Legal Eagle of plagiarizing her editing style, a bizarre accusation because
that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you can't quote unquote plagiarize an editing style because technically the editing style isn't yours. You know what I mean? Like, just like me, for example, I'm doing reactions. I'm doing reaction content. Just because I'm doing reactions doesn't mean that someone can claim that I'm plagiarizing them. For example, my boy Waka, he can't claim that I'm plagiarizing his content and copying him, because at the end of the day, he's copying another reaction channel and all over. So like, you can't really claim anything to be yours if it's has something to do with like the internet in general. Like editing, video ideas, video types, video style, or just your general channel. You can't quote unquote plagiarize. No, you can't quote unquote claim that someone's plagiarizing you. Oh geez. You can't claim that someone's plagiarizing you if it's not technically yours. You know what I mean?
The editing technique in question was a simple ripped paper effect along with a basic After Effects highlight. Both techniques which have been used for years before the Illuminati channel was even created.
See what I mean? Like, you can't plagiarize something that's not technically yours. I mean, you can't claim something's yours when it isn't. That should be obvious. What, Jay? Are you stupid? Like, are you stupid? That's obvious to them. They're smart enough for that.
Following this tweet, an onslaught against Blair was launched, with past collaborators calling her out for some pretty horrible behavior. All in all, Blair lost nearly 400,000 subscribers after her controversy, all because she leaned into greed a little too much, as it's pretty safe to say the Twitter onslaught would have never happened if she didn't try.
Did we need this picture? What's your... Wattable. Bro, do we need this picture? Do we need this picture? Like, I'm not trying to body shame or anything, but like, did we really need this specific picture on screen? I don't think so.
Claim a very basic editing style as her own. Even though Blair receives a fraction of her previous views, at least she still tries to create her own content, which is something you can't quite say about our candidate for Sloth. As I've talked about before, sloth is a very difficult thing to assign to a successful creator. Any big creator on YouTube has no doubt put in a massive amount of effort to be in the position they are in. For example, if we look at Mr. Beast, he has giant systems in place that allow him to create his awesome videos on a consistent basis, but Jimmy himself still works day in and day out to create the best content possible. So for Sloth, I chose someone who still works hard, but not with the goal of making the best content possible, but the laziest and most soulless videos possible, entirely motivated by money and money alone. This person is Quebblecop.
Quebblecop. I actually do know what happened with Quebblecop. So if I remember, tell me if I'm wrong, if I remember, wasn't he posting good content until a certain point a few months back, when he then made an AI do his videos for him? Like, he would do the videos, but then have AI commentate. I think that's the right word, like comment. Yeah, he would have AI do the commentary for the videos, which then made people feel like that his videos were just soulless because, you know, instead of an actual person talking or even just a VTuber, it was just AI.
Or Jordy, the once prolific gaming creator who is destroying any legacy he once had with his new mission of churning out fully AI generated content. For Jordy, we won't go over his backstory as it isn't relevant to his sin. Just know that after years of grinding, he gained the status as one of the biggest gaming creators on the platform. But after his years of grinding, he informed his audience he was suffering from burnout. As a result of burnout, Jordy began to channel his energies into other ventures, including an NFT launchpad, a video game studio, and a third company designed to create AI generated content. At first, this AI company would start out minimal by launching a VTuber named Blue. Most of Blue's channel, at least at first, was based on human input, but things would take a darker turn when Jordy posted the following tweet.
After 11 years on the platform, I'm ready to retire as a YouTuber. I've successfully cloned myself and will have AI run my YouTube channel. This is a very open and public experiment, and I'll be the first creator to do this, as far as I know.
On the 1st of August 2023, viewers would see the first version of AI Quebblecop. As expected, the AI video was completely soulless, having none of the charm that the real Jordy has in his older videos. In a quote-unquote response video, Quebblecop AI said it just wants to make people smile, but looking underneath the surface, we can see the true motive is profit and profit alone. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with having profit as a motive for creating content on YouTube, but the reason why what Jordy is doing puts such a bad taste in the mouth of his audience is because it's obvious that this profit is made using methods that require the least amount of human input possible, giving him his rightful place with the sin of sloth. Despite his slothful practices, we could definitely say that Jordy is successful, a difficult trait to ascribe to our candidate for gluttony. In my original sins video, I selected a YouTuber by the name of Nikocado Avocado for the representation.
Hey, I'll need to check out that video, you feel me? I'll have to check out this video. Hold up.
Of gluttony. Even though Nikocado and this video's YouTuber are similar in a lot of ways, they do have one key difference: awareness. Love him or hate him, it's important to understand that Nick is a master of the YouTube algorithm and online marketing in general. He has 6 successful channels that bring in millions of views, a merch store, a Patreon that's earning him a bare minimum 5-figure income, and a popular Cameo account in which a short personalized video cost $149. To say the least, the man knows what he's doing and does it very well. On the other hand, we have this video's candidate for gluttony, a YouTuber by the name of Foodie Beauty or Chantel. Chantel garners less than 5% of Nick's views, and her only avenues of monetization is the small amount of money she gets from YouTube AdSense and livestream donations. Although similar to Nick, she began her channel making a completely different type of content than she posts today, makeup tutorials. But like most gluttonous YouTubers, there would come a point in time when she began to realize that eating food in front of the camera led to more views than whatever kind of content they were creating previously. For Chantal, this moment came when she uploaded a video on February 16th, 2017 with a description reading, "This is my first ever mukbang." After seeing the success of this video compared to her previous beauty content, Chantal decided to gradually make her entire channel focused on eating excessive amounts of food. These mukbangs
Honestly, this is why I can never be a mukbang channel. Like, I can eat a lot, but like, I'm not gonna sit in front of a camera and eat like 50, my room is like, I can't even count, but like, I couldn't eat like bowls the size of my room just for a video.
combined with her oversharing, led her channel to slowly build up an audience of hate watchers that begin to meticulously analyze and track all aspects of Chantel's life, relationships, and eating habits. A chart was even made outlining her cyclical pattern of behavior around attempting to lose weight, which was aptly named the Chantel cycle. In the first stage, Chantal realizes she wants to lose weight and makes a big announcement.
Look at him, the Chantel cycle. Awakening, weight loss, breakdown, binge, awakening. So in other words, she attempts to lose weight. Oh shoot.
About it on her channel. The announcement would be followed by her favoring healthy food choices and smaller portion sizes during mukbangs. The second stage is marked by Chantel admitting she was binge eating again off camera and warning viewers that if they made any negative remarks about her, comments would be disabled. In the third stage, she disables comments and video ratings, returning back to massive portion sizes and fast food binges once again. In the fourth stage, Chantel makes an emotional video where she explains she's been going through a lot and says she's been thinking about starting a new diet, and then re-enables comments. The especially sad thing about Chantel and her channel is that out of all the gluttonous YouTubers we've covered so far, she's been the least effective at monetizing her sin. On the bright side, Chantel does seem a lot more happy recently as she's moved to Kuwait with her new husband and converted to the faith of Islam. Despite these positive changes, her gluttony has shown no signs of slowing down.
Ready?
Hey, no. Honestly, I feel like you can have put Sniper Wolf for Sloth because even though that she's, popular and makes like tons of money a day, at the same time, does she put any effort in her videos? Not really. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Damn, this video is long. Peace out.